We're not supposed to be here. The owners of Palatka Mall disallowed mall walking after things began reopening. Nobody has to know we are here. It can be our secret. No music in the mall today. The silent audio will do just fine for portraying this mall. To refresh our history on this mall, Palatka Mall opened up in 1981 with Belk-Hudson and JCPenney as their only two anchors. It would over time secure a Walgreens as a junior anchor and would even boast a food court. At the time, it might have seemed like a good idea to establish a mall in Palatka, as it was a decent-sized town on the river. However, Palatka was not well positioned for a mall's long-term survivability. Gainesville and St. Augustine were close enough for people to make a journey for better shopping options, with the Oaks Mall in Gainesville, along with the now-defunct Ponce de Leon Mall, and the still-going Outlet Mall in St. Augustine. On top of this, Palatka didn't have much to its name beyond the river, serving as mostly a bedroom town with space for retirees. As a result of all of this, the mall was already struggling by the 90s. Belk-Hudson fled the scene in 1992, and this was a fatal blow to Palatka Mall, and Palatka itself, as the department store was in the area since the 40s. Sometime shortly after, a company called Vanguard would acquire the mall, finding tenants fleeing and occupancy dwindling. Vanguard did come up with the bright idea to start bringing in state offices, such as a branch for the Department of Health, Education, and Revenue. They would also manage to bring in a 6-screen movie theater, which replaced the food court. These moves ultimately worked in the short term, boosting the mall's occupancy back up to healthy levels. They even brought in a Goodies for a short time as a junior anchor. Unfortunately, Palatka's retail scene would be hit with setback after setback. Big box stores began opening up in close proximity to the mall. While Belk was subletted into additional tenants, none would open up into the mall. JCPenney, while still around, would sever their mall access altogether. Goodies would leave the mall, and then an economic recession around the late 2000s would devastate Palatka, marking it as a dying town, which the town council has been trying to resolve since. While the mall clung to life as a mixed-use center, its retail scene continued to dwindle away. JCPenney would close its doors in 2017 to be replaced by Rose's, and the movie theater would follow shortly after. And now, in 2020 and beyond, while the mall is still open, mall walking is prohibited. As time goes on, I would expect the Palatka Mall to slowly get demalled into more state offices or services, especially considering Ollie's Bargain Outlet cannibalized some of the mall space to open their store in town. It might be safe to say that Palatka Mall's story is coming to an end very soon, if it hasn't already. The story of a mall becoming a business center is nothing new in Florida. In fact, it's more common than you might think. I can count 4 others that met a similar fate, 2 of which we may see soon. It is an interesting move though, as this preserves a mall in its original state most of the time. We get to see what once was a vibrant, lively corridor preserved as a liminal space. While it may invoke memories and nostalgia, it's just off enough to leave one feeling disturbed, isolated, lonely. Palatka Mall especially was deathly silent. You could hear everything happening in this mall. It was that quiet. I kept hearing mysterious bangs throughout the mall. Was it someone coming in? Was it staff catching on to me? Was it the foundation popping and settling? Was it building staff unloading something in the back rooms? I honestly don't know. To make things extra eerie, you could hear voices in the mall, just out of sight and just muffled enough to not understand a word. I know Halloween is over, but this is the kind of horror I live for. This is about it for the Palatka Mall. What did you think about this place? Definitely a strange one, isn't it? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And of course, like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. I have more places like this for you to see. Thanks for having me, Palatka. And until next time, this is Doomie Grunt wishing you and the Palatka Mall farewell. Hey Palatka, got any Florida men there?